I will start with 3 questions and 3 answers. Number 1 question, Venerable Mahasishyaro, what is the temperature element or unpleasant feeling, dukkha when a yogi is aware of cold or heat, when a yogi is simply aware of heat, that is, the experience of the temperature element. If he or she finds the heat uneasy or uncomfortable, that is the experience of dukkha. Similarly, with cold, wind, or water, it can be temperature or unpleasant feeling accordingly. This is from the book named The Discourse on Malucha Buddha by Venerable Mahasishyaro. Number 2 question, Venerable Mahasishyaro, how long does it take a yogi to accomplish the complete set of vipassana insights? It depends. Only a few people can describe their accomplishment of insight knowledge within a week or so, while most people usually report the complete set of insight knowledge after 1.5 months or 2. There are, however, some people who have taken 3 or 4 months to accomplish it. If, however, one practices seriously as instructed, he or she is likely to describe his or her achievement within a month or so. That is why a yogi is typically encouraged here to practice for at least a month. This is from the book named The Discourse on Sanlekha Sutta by Venerable Mahasishyaro. Number 3 question, Venerable Mahasishyaro, how long is it likely to take a yogi to reach the certain level of insight called Udayabhaya Jnana, the insight into arising and passing away of phenomena? Most people, if they work hard, may take a week or so to attain this insight knowledge. However, a few exceptional people, maybe 1 or 200, can accomplish it within 3 or 4 days. But there are some people who have to take 10 or 15 days to reach this insight because of insufficient effort or weak mental faculty. There are some people who cannot achieve it even after a month or so because of some deficiency. Anyway, a yogi is normally expected to accomplish this insight within a week or so if he or she works diligently. This is from the book named The Discourse on Salika Sutta by Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw. In the beginning of practice, however, the form or shape of the abdomen is all you can be aware of. I don't deny it because you have just started. But that is the first step. As soon you begin to practice, it is impossible for you to attain Nibbana or even to discern psychophysical phenomena, the first stage of insight. As a beginner yogi, you have to struggle at all times with distracting thoughts or hindrances. Only when the hindrances are kept away for some time with kamana can there be the mental purification. Then you will start to discern the ultimate phenomena like tension, motion, impression, and so on, beyond the conceptual form or shape of the abdomen. I never boast that my yogis discern them as soon as they start to practice. However, the more continuously you are mindful, the less the hindrances will arise. Then you will build up concentration and be aware of tightness or pressure with the rising abdomen and of looseness or contraction with the belly. Nobody can deny it. For sure, you would thus become aware of the air element in terms of its characteristic. According to this instruction of Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw, the more continuously you are mindful, the less the hindrances will arise. If you want to make hindrances or wandering minds less, you should be mindful more continuously. Well, shall we go to next one? That is the function of the air element. Here is the verse that describes it. Inclining, leaning, or moving is its function. When you note rising and falling, sometimes you may note inclining. At that time, you are knowing the function of the air element. If you are knowing leaning, at that time you are knowing the function of the air element. If you can know moving, you are knowing the function of air element. All the bodily activities like inclining, bending, leaning, moving, walking, going, etc. convey the same meaning with motion, that is the function of air element, samudhirana rasa. Vayo means air, which sometimes moves from one place to another when it is strong. At other times, it remains still and tense. This is the function of the air element. This is the way it works. You can help discerning it when you note the rising and falling. You are quite aware of the gradual motion outward during the rising and inward during the falling. The next one is the manifestation of the air element. Below is the verse that describes it. Proportion in any direction it wants is its manifestation. It is said that the air element pushes or moves in any direction it wants. Bending or stretching, for example, is generated by mind-born air element. So, any direction it wants means the direction determined by the mind. In the case of voluntary actions, such as bending the hand or stretching it out, the direction depends on the inclination of the mind. In the beginning, in bending or stretching, here is the inward and outward proportion. In the walking, we feel being pushed forward. This kind of feeling is apparent too in the rising and falling. So, pulling or pushing is the manifestation of the air element, Vinihara Pachupatthana. The manifestation of something is certain impression that occurs to our minds when we pay attention to it. Thus, when the yogi notes the rising and falling of the abdomen, he or she will discern the air element in terms of its characteristic, function, or manifestation. Below is the full verse that describes what the air element is: pressure, tightness, or looseness is its characteristic. Inclining, leaning, or moving is its function. Proportion in any direction it wants is its manifestation. These are the features of air element for a yogi to discern. Another phenomenon that would be obvious while noting rising and falling is unpleasant sensation, like heat, cramp, pain, and so on. Regarding what to do with it, the Buddha says that Dukkham Viranam Viriyamano Dukkham Viranam Viriyamiti Pajanati. A monk experiencing unpleasant feeling is well aware. I experience unpleasant feeling. How to note the feeling? The Buddha instructs us to be aware of feeling by noting it. Viriyami, I experience, like Gacchami, I go. Viriyami is the verb, the past person singular Amma Yoga, and its grammatical construction implies I as the subject. So this sentence has to be translated as I experience. If this were to be dismissed as mistranslation, it would be like the discretion of the Buddha's teaching. What to discern in the unpleasant feeling is its characteristic, function, or manifestation. People rarely say, I experience heat. Instead, they would say, it is hot. So I instruct my yogis to make a mental note of their sensations accordingly, like hot, hot, cold, cold, pain, pain, and so on. If they follow the instruction, they will become aware of the feeling as feeling instead of as I or mine. This fact is very evident. Dukkha Vedana is the experience of undesirable contact. Dukkha Anitta Uddhava Nubhavana Lakkhana. So when you note stiff or hot, for example, you can be clearly aware of the unpleasant experience. No doubt you are aware of feeling in terms of its characteristic. In this regard, there is a vast, unpleasant experience is characteristic. The function of unpleasant feeling is described as follows. Sampayuttana Milapana Lakkhana. Its function is to make it concomitant with that. So the function of the unpleasant feeling is to make its concomitant with that. Concomitant here refers consciousness and mental factors that are associated with it. For your easy understanding, however, I have composed a verse as it makes the mind weak in Buddha. It needs no elaboration because it is very evident when one is ill. When one is well, both mind and body are energetic and active. When the body gets sick, the mind also gets weak in Buddha. Similarly, when the body feels stiff, hot, or ache, the mind becomes weak too. The unpleasant sensation evidently makes the mind Buddha. This is the function of the unpleasant feeling known to a meditator. Below is the verse, making the mind weak in Buddha is its function. The manifestation of unpleasant feeling is described as follows. Kayika Vada Pajupatthana. Physical discomfort is manifestation. Discomfort is hard to bear, like a thorn prickling in the flesh. So the unpleasant feeling is manifested to a meditator as discomfort. I have just mentioned that a yogi becomes aware of unpleasant feeling in terms of its characteristic, function, or manifestation. The same is true with pleasant and neutral feelings. These three features of unpleasant feelings are not what to memorize or to recite, but to be aware of by observing them concurrently. Sometimes you may be aware of its characteristic, but other times its function or manifestation, depending on what obvious to you. When you note any physical or mental phenomena, sometimes you may be aware of their characteristic. Sometimes you may be aware of their function. Sometimes you may be aware of their manifestation depending on what obvious to you. Regarding the three features of unpleasant feeling, below is the verse. Unpleasant experience is characteristic, making the mind weak and wither is function. Discomfort in the body is manifestation. These are the features of physical pain for a yogi to discern. When you note unpleasant feelings, if you can know unpleasant experience, you are knowing its characteristic. When you note unpleasant feeling, if you can know, making the mind weak and without, you are knowing its function. When you note unpleasant feeling, if you can know discomfort in the body, you are knowing its manifestation. The time is up, enough for today.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.